Just imagine you're in a foreign country and you buy some good food, and then a few hours later you start experiencing some bad diarrhea. How you feel if there is no pharmacy beside you? Hi friends, Atem here from Sapphire space, where we discuss all things wellness and self-improvement. In today's video, I would like us to talk about travel medications. Yes, travel medications, I know. As we all know, the pandemic happened last year and it was really tough for a lot of people to take trips. In fact, according to the New York Times, there was a 74% decline in international travels around the world last year, 2020. And now that the number of COVID cases have started to decline and the vaccines are getting distributed and things are getting back to normal, not really sure what normal is though, but now that everything is going back to normal, many people cannot wait to hit the road or travel anymore. So as of May of 2021, the CDC has put up different guidelines as regards to traveling, whether it be domestic travel or international travel. Please make sure you are referring to the CDC website prior to any trip. But as far as international travel is concerned, I just wanted to bring out different medications that you should consider packing with you or having with you as you're going from your trip. Majority of these medications can be found over the counter, so it should not be difficult for you to get. It's very helpful for you to have these medications on hand with you because you never know if you would need it once you're out of your country. It could be difficult to find a pharmacy there, and you might actually need the medications very sooner. And also, depending on where you're going, it could be difficult because you run the risk of getting medications that are not authentic, and it's very hard to get the medication on hand when you really need them. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a pharmacist, and these are the medications that I typically recommend to my patients who are about to embark on an overseas journey. So the following are 13 over-the-counter medications that can be very helpful to have during your stay. You obviously don't need all 13, but it's better safe than sorry. So I would rather you have it on hand than for you not to have it when you actually need it. So number one is antidiarrheal medications. It's very helpful to have any antidiarrheal medication on hand because traveler's diarrhea is one of the most common and the most uncomfortable illnesses to happen. And once this happens, it's going to be really tough to find a pharmacy that you can actually purchase the medication from. So if you've already planned something like this, this medication will definitely help you go through the activity by reducing the frequency of your bowel movement. Very important for this medication, is very helpful to rule out infections before taking it because we don't want to incubate any growing bacteria. So number two is definitely having a laxative. You can have any mild laxative over the counter like Miralax or Docustate, and this is definitely on the opposite end of traveler's diarrhea. A lot of people, when they do travel, they experience what we call vacation constipation, and this usually arises from changes in your sleep pattern, eating habits, or even stress and anxiety from the travel. So before quickly rushing into medications, though, try to see if you can increase your physical activity, drink lots of fluids, and increase your fiber intake. If this does not work, then you can consider the medications for constipation. Just know that you can get Docustate to help soften the stool, and the other medications like Miralax will help move the stool around down your bowels. Another one you can get is antihistamines. So since most traveling is usually going to an unfamiliar environment, you may never really know when allergies will decide to creep up on you. So please note that you can get such antihistamines, and ones like Benadryl can make you drowsy, so ensure that you're planning your activities around that time and maybe only taking it at bedtime or when you're about to take a nap. The fourth one is decongestant. So if you're suffering from any congestion, these medications can be your best friend to keep you decongested. Similar to the antihistamines, there is a warning about the drowsiness, so some of these medications can get you drowsy. Please make sure you're planning around it. The fifth one is Antacids. So if you're anything like me, the last thing you would like to feel after trying a lot of food overseas is the feeling of heartburn. Make sure you're carrying your Antacids with you so that when you plan to overindulge, you also do so very well without overthinking. The sixth one is medications for motion sickness. So motion sickness could be difficult to escape at times, and it could definitely ruin your trip, especially if you have nothing to treat it. So ensuring that you have enough supply at hand can be helpful. There are some medications such as Dramamine which can also cause drowsiness, so something to be mindful about prior to taking these medications. I think we're on number 7 now. Number 7 is the hydrocortisone cream, which can be very helpful for reducing inflammation caused by insect bites or scratching or even poison ivy or anything that can be sensitive to your skin. Number 8 is pain medication. So we can have any pain medications like Tylenol or naproxen or anything that can provide a quick pain relief for headache or fever or any pain that you experience during travel. So rather than sitting in bed all day, it's very wise that to use this medication and focus on your reason for travel. Number 9 is cough medication. So these medications can definitely help you reduce any symptoms that you're feeling with cough and make you stay at ease throughout your journey. A lot of them can make it easier for you to cough. Number 10 is anti-infectives, like the topical lotion, like Neosporin ointment. Some antibiotic ointments can be really helpful in treating minor cuts and minor scrapes, especially if it's to help prevent scarring. Please keep in mind this is only for minor events. If you were to ever experience something really severe, please make sure you're seeking medical attention immediately. Number 11 is sleep aids like melatonin or ZQL. So since most travels happen overseas and there's a change in time zone, you might actually need these medications to prevent jet lag. It's generally helpful to get your body acclimated to the time zone of the place where you're planning to stay about a few days to a week before you travel in order to prevent this jet lag. And other ways to prevent jet lag is like exposing yourself to sunlight where you are, staying awake and staying active during the day where you are. But if this does not work, try to take a sleeping aid when it's time to sleep, and that will definitely help you wake up the next day feeling refreshed and ready for the rest of your activities. The 12th one is sunscreen. Please do not forget your sunscreen, especially if you plan on being in a hot environment with a lot of outdoor activities, because you can get a lot of sunburns, which is not going to be nice. The 13th is your insect repellent. Please do not leave this behind because you really never know. Then I have a bonus tip. So if you plan on engaging in sexual activities, you know what to get. All right, that brings me to the end of my list. Please note that this list is not all inclusive and there might be other medications that you might need to get. This list was just meant to include the most common over-the-counter medications or agents to consider or things that I usually bring up to my patients. Make sure you're not combining some of these medications with alcohol, and definitely discuss with your provider if you're pregnant or if you need any of these medications for a child. Most importantly, make sure you're reading the medication labels prior to taking on any of these medications. And if you do have any questions, please make sure you're speaking with your pharmacist. Please comment down below, what have you used during your recent travels that you were very thankful for? Is there any medication in the list that you think is an absolute must? Is there any medication in the list that you think, I might likely not buy? Have you ever gone on an international trip with an over-the-counter medication? Please let us know down below. Thank you very much for stopping by and watching today's video. I really hope you liked it, and make sure you click thumbs up in this video and leave a comment below and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.